Hello, my name is NBoudoi, and I will be discussing hospice compliance and quality care reporting. Before we move forward to hospice history, I wanted to cover briefly what hospice is. I know some of you have a medical background or in the medical field, but there are a few of us, including myself, that does not understand what hospice really is and what their responsibilities are with regards to a terminally ill patient. So in order to move forward on that, hospice is a holistic approach to treatment impending the death of the patient's terminal illness that moves away from curative care to palliative care. In order for the patient and their family to adjust to this change, the hospice facility must address the physical, intellectual, emotional, social, and spiritual needs of the patient, as well as assist the family members with their loved one dealing with the terminal illness. Now, when we talk about the history of hospice, during my research, I found a lot of time of different things that were accomplished in establishing hospice. For example, in 1982, provision by Congress created hospice benefit, Medicare hospice benefit. In 1997, the Balanced Budget Act of 1997 restates cost report and reduces hospice payments. In 2001, the Healthcare Administration becomes the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services, known as CMS. In 2004, more than 1 million Americans with a life-limiting illness were serviced by the nation's hospices. And in 2006, the American Board of Medical Specialties recognizes hospice and palliative medicine as a medical specialty. 2008, the regulations, conditions of participation for Medicare certified hospice providers issued by the Centers for Medicine and Medicaid Services were significantly revised for the first time. 2011, private conversation and public disclosure, the importance of the consumer engagement in end-of-life care was brought forward. So now we're going to talk about areas of concerns. These were just some of the key points that were areas of concerns with hospice. One was the for-profit hospices overbilling Medi-Cal and Medi-Cal by $11 billion. However, in 2001, the Medicare Payment Advisory Commission, known as MedPAC, the Medicare watchdog group created by Congress, revealed that Medicare's hospice had an expenditure of $13.8 billion towards patients whose hospice care was longer than 6 months, along with some patients outliving their prognosis of 6 months. And through that, they wanted to find ways of keeping consistency and keeping family and caregivers informed of the end-of-life prognosis. We're going to talk about new process of implementation. So before I go forward with the new implementations of process, one thing I wanted to point out was the difference between nonprofit and for-profit hospice and billing. So nonprofit organization number of days to provide service to a patient is 69 days. For a for-profit organization, the number of days to provide service to a patient is 102 days. MedPAC, and with this, MedPAC believed the data suggests that there was a trend toward patients residing longer in facilities, and that it's based on financial incentives. So one thing that was put into place is a structural measure. This is to set aside or put together steps that need to be done prior to the patient arriving to hospice, when they arrive to hospice, the changes within hospice, and when they're discharged from hospice, meaning expired. One of the other measures was the being comfortable dying measure. So, they have to monitor the patient's pain level within 48 hours of admission. There's also the hospice item HIS set, and this is recording and collecting the data and submitting that information. And also there is the hospice experience care survey that's being developed. It hasn't been delivered yet, but they are working on the hospice experience care survey. I believe there's right now out a type of survey, but I think they're revamping it. And this here just talks about how many days they have to submit data with admitting a patient into the hospice facility, and how long they have to report the data on when the patient is discharged from the facility. Excuse me. This is also a quality reporting timeline, and this goes over on, when a hospice facility does not submit their data, any data at all, they will be penalized by 2% of the wage index. And what this means is that information, and this is only geared to certified hospices. So the understanding is there should be no facility out there that is not certified. All hospices should be certified. The failure to meet these standards of the hospice experience care and also reporting this data could lead to the hospice's facility going out of business. So when we think about hospice, it is something that is difficult for a majority of us, and what's important is that we need to continue to focus on providing hospice patients the right to pass with dignity and respect. We need to hold the facilities accountable for their services that they provide. Thank you.